Thank you very much, Rapid City Christian cheerleaders. Now the Comets girls basketball team has won 4 or 5 to run its record to 8-6 on the season.
That's right, Vic. Tonight they hit the court to take on Shattern. After dropping its last game, Christian is looking to rebound against the 11-9 Cardinals. This three-point play started on defense for Christian. Nora Kiefer pokes the ball free, gives it up to the floor to Bryn Casey, who makes the extra pass to a wide-open Sadie Marshall, and she does the rest. The sophomore puts it away for 3. Shattern's Demi Ferguson had her way early in this game. Jaylee McCartney gets it inside the senior, faking middle before drop-stepping for the easy right-handed layup. It was running threes in the first half inside the Comets gym. Hayden Thornton skips the ball across to Marshall. Marshall swings it back, and Thornton steps in for an easy, uncontested 3-ball. She hits nothing but net. Smooth sailing for Rapid City tonight. The Comets beat the Cardinals 58-46. The Christian boys also winners 82-50. Out east, the top-ranked team in Class A, Sioux Falls Christian, taking on Sioux Falls Jefferson. The Chargers were in control from this one from the jump. Check out the passing in the third quarter. Carson Nichols with a dime to Jude Van Donker-Goat. Cavaliers, though, do get one break to beat the third quarter buzzer. They work it inside to Edward Whiting, who flips it up and in right before the horn. Jefferson still down 19 after 3 quarters. Chargers keep the charge going in the fourth. Brant Wassernaw with the drive, crossover, finger roll, and Sioux Falls Christian goes up by 20. They roll, crushing Jefferson 90-62. That's the final. Now to Vic, who has some more scores for us.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Elsewhere in boys basketball, Dupree defeated Little Wound 53-48. Pine Ridge knocked off St. Stephen's, Wyoming 76-51. Faith Boys picked up a 71-43 victory over Harding County. Wall took care of Kadoka 67-49. In girls hoop, Spearfish picks up another nice win, defeating Huron 55-39. Pine Ridge got past St. Stephen's 69-46. The Newell girls won a tight game over Edgemont 35-31. Wall cruised past Kadoka 72-45. And Andrew has a couple more scores for us.
Yeah, Vic, it was a fantastic night on the ice for both of our local teams. The Rush with an impressive 5-0 shutout against the Maine Mariners. That's a part of their two-week road trip, rather. 5 different players found the net for Rapid City, and the Sabres also with the shutout win tonight, winning 8-0 against the Yellowstone Quake.
All right, some good stuff there on the ice. Some more scores here for you tonight. Black Hills Conference Wrestling Tournament today. Custer boys took first, Lee Deadwood second. For the girls, Spearfish won with Custer second. Boys wrestling duels. Bennett County beat Lyman 48-18. Groton over Bennett County 41-36. Bennett County defeated Marion Freeman 33-27. Girls wrestling duel today. Lakota Tech gets a win over Aberdeen Central 39-30. Bennett County girls beat Dolan Wrestling 18-12. Bennett County over Groton 24-4. Girls basketball, Mitchell beats Sturgis 50-35. Boys basketball, Huron beats Spearfish 59-50. Mitchell over Sturgis 71-42. Lemon boys basketball beats Timberlake 83-60. Now, Page 2. This is over in Wyoming. We got Wyoming scores for you now. In boys basketball, Campbell County over Cheyenne South 67-53. Laramie defeated Thunder Basin 80-63. Rollins over Newcastle 44-31. Cheyenne East beat Sheridan 75-69. Girls basketball, Upton over KC 50-11. Newcastle beat Rollins 41-35. Laramie defeated Thunder Basin 57-50. Cheyenne East over Sheridan 46-33. Campbell County knocked off Cheyenne South 59-52. Hewlett over KC in girls hoops 41-29. More boys wrestling in Wyoming. Thunder Basin over Laramie 65-12. Thunder Basin over Cheyenne South 77-0. Sheridan boys wrestlers beat Cheyenne East 40-17. Sheridan over Cheyenne Central 53-13. Girls wrestling, Cheyenne East over Sheridan. Cheyenne Central over Sheridan. That's all the time we have. You have yourself a great weekend.